The summer I turned 3 years old, I ended up in the hospital. I ended up in the hospital because I had lodged a plastic bead so far up my nose that it required immediate medical attention. Frankly, I blame the entire incident on nap time. And as long as I've lived, I'm not sure I've ever actually napped during nap time. I was a particularly energetic kid, but because of this, my mom and I had struck a bit of a deal. During those 60 minutes each day, I could do whatever I wanted so long as I didn't leave my bed. Fair enough. So usually what I would do during nap time is I'd do things like wrinkle up the sheets of my bed and it'd create these valleys and craters that look like this giant labyrinth. And then I could take my finger and run my way through the maze until I found an exit. Other times I would draw pictures in my journal, which I kept at my bedside. I didn't leave my bed. Or I might quietly practice the latest language that I had been making up. But on this one fateful day, I had grown bored of these usual activities and I wanted something new. So recently my cousin had told me that if you were to go far enough up your nose, you could actually reach your brain. And while I didn't necessarily believe this, I still was really curious what was at the end of these nose holes and how far it would take to actually get back there. And so I decided to try this out with my fingers. But my fingers were not long enough or skinny enough to actually get to the back of the nose holes. I'd need something else to help me. But keep in mind, I couldn't leave my bed, so I was looking around my room, and there on my bedside table, I saw my brand new green beaded necklace. Now, this necklace I had just won the night before at the county fair, one of my favorite things. And this necklace was special. It wasn't like one of those Mardi Gras necklaces. It was like the ones that you get in that game, My Pretty Pretty Princess. Remember that game? So it's shorter and it has the different shaped beads, and you can take it on and off with this connector bead. With this long, skinny connector bead. And so, now that I had my new acquisition, I had at it. I started to put the bead slowly up my nose, little by little, and then every so often I would take it back down just to make sure that I could still get it out. But eventually I discovered that these nose holes of mine were actually much longer than the length of this bead plus the length of my extractor finger. And so I ended up in the emergency room. This plastic bead had lodged itself all the way in the back of my nasal cavity, which on the bright side meant that I had found the back of my nose holes, so that was great. So as a 3-year-old trying to solve this very scientific question, I certainly had to be resourceful, but I also had to display determination. And this determination is something that has really gotten me far in life. Determination is what got me the lead role in the school play. Determination is what earned me a scholarship to undergrad when my single mom couldn't help me afford tuition. Determination is what landed me a job at my dream company in a time when the economy was taking jobs away. And determination is what gets me up each and every morning, even if I know that my life's greatest challenge yet lies ahead in that day. Granted, determination also got a bead stuck up my nose, but when you're a 3-year-old and your biggest mission in life is to find out what lives at the back of your nose holes, then that lodged plastic bead is the single greatest, most wonderful symbol of success that you could ever ask for. Oh, it's still going, good. Oh, audience.